bola ya bakulu kulibe kampombwa monga batipisha pa nyumba tingolonga tima chita city kamba monga ponga liwewe uvela chizwezwe tikapona ufuna tipisa tasokolo kama pulano yao tayapongo shola polani ya tutakontolola iwe Zambia ni hama ndiwe korola tachoka kumbuyo tajombolola watenga chikombe tapoko shola siya palelo chalongo muka tawina na menza mwafyo kolola chikolo kolo yeah kakamanda mwamba.
Good morning and a great welcome to you who's tuned in to your favorite show on Sun FM radio and TV. This is Sports with the Boys. With me, Lamek Zulu, professionally known as Four Legs. This is a program that is designed to give you the best in terms of sports, and Zambian football is on the rise, and this is what we'll be discussing today on the show. I know that there's a lot of anxiety that's going on right now as the nation awaits the outcome of the elections. But anyway, let's put those differences aside and focus on something that unites us as a country, and that is sports. Just like I said, 10:10 is the time, and this is where we kickstart the show. Today we will be talking about the Zambian League and how it has fared so far. We are privileged to have Zesco United Football Club head coach Numba Mumamba, and he will be discussing with us how his team fared and what should be the way forward. Also joining me on the show is Chief Inspector Melvin Meleki, who comes in to analyze the situation in the Zambian League. Remember that our national team will also get into camp as they prepare for the World Cup qualifiers. So all those things are actually packed for you. And as a listener, you will have an opportunity to participate on the show. All you need to do is dial the number +260 212617140. Alternatively, you can send a WhatsApp message on 0971 555 885. You can also tell your friends, colleagues and relatives to go to our Facebook page, Sun FM Zambia, like the page, and you can watch the show live on our page, and you can also watch the show live on Topstar channel 91. Anyway, it's time for me to introduce my guest, and just like I said, Coach Numba Mumamba. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
How are you today?
I'm very well.
I know when you are a champion, you obviously always sit majestically like a king.
Of course, when you're a champion, you're happy.
Yeah, you're a champion, Meleki, how are you today?
Fine, Four Legs, and good morning viewers, good morning listeners.
Okay, let's begin this show like this, Coach Numba. I mean, just your general impression of the just ended Zambian Soccer League.
I must say the just ended league has been one of the most competitive seasons that I've ever seen in my football career. I think it is a season which every Zambian wasn't sure which team was going to win in the first round, or win the championship in the first round, because all the teams were not consistent in terms of winning games. And that is what made the league competitive, because most of the teams were organized, and it was difficult for either team to win games consistently. But the good thing is for our team, I think in the second round we did very well, where we went 10 games unbeaten, and that is what made a difference for us to be crowned champions at the end of the season.
Which game would you say was your favorite? Which game would you say was actually your favorite? Because I mean, my favorite was Zesco Indeni. That was a cracker of a match itself. It ended 3-2 in favor of Zesco United. Obviously, my producers will be showing the highlights of that game as we speak. But for you, which one would you say was your highlight this season?
I think the last game that we played against Buildcon at Arthur Davis, that was a game that I was more impressed with the team. I think we exhibited the championship attitude in that game, and that is why we managed to score the 7 goals.
7 goals. Somebody who would argue to say you had already won the league, so obviously they never expected you to beat Buitcon by that margin.
Yeah, of course, if you looked at where Buitcon was seated on the league, I think it was a game that was a 50-50 affair before it started. But because of the positivity that we had in the players, we showed the character and it dismantled our neighbors.
That was a cracker. Now, generally, you've actually told us that this league was competitive, and I totally agree with you. And the 10 games you went unbeaten. Some people in football circles were arguing that you deserve to be crowned Coach of the Year. Do you agree? And if not, who would you say, apart from you, deserved this particular award?
I think when it comes to the Coach of the Year, this is the MTN Super League, and I think the winner deserves to be crowned Coach of the Year. Like it is when you are playing Absa Cup, the coach that wins the tournament is crowned the coach of that tournament, and this is MTN that we are competing in. It is a marathon for a coach to win the championship in 34 games. It's not an easy thing. And when somebody does that, I think he needs to be appreciated for his efforts.
And so in short, you are saying you deserve to be Coach of the Year?
Of course, I have passed number 1 in class, so I deserve to be given the Coach of the Year.
And if it was not you, who else would you think, in terms of the tactical approach? I want you to use your expertise in this regard. Which coach, apart from Zesco, impressed you?
I think there are so many coaches that did very well. I think if you look at how my friend Mwanya Chipepo performed when he was at Prisons, I think he did exceptionally well when he was at Prisons. He did very well, and the team survived because of what he did. Without his efforts, I think it was going to be difficult for Prisons to survive. But there are also some coaches that did very well. My fellow coach, Mr. Chris Kaunda, I think he did very well. He was one of the teams that were consistent in terms of winning games, though it was very difficult for them to win away games. But I think they used the home ground advantage and amassed quite a lot of points. It is unfortunate that they had to part company when the team was seated on second on the log, which I think it was unfair on the part of the employers to sack a coach who was seated on the second position of the log. I think it was unfair on their part, but they've got their own reasons to do that.
Okay, now generally, I mean, you've given us a feel of what you think and believe should have happened in the league. Let's look at the situation itself for you at Zesco. You came in at a time that fans did not have so much faith and belief that you can actually deliver. And were you under pressure to just show them that I'm actually the right man for the job?
Basically, on that one, everyone have their own opinion about somebody. But I think I have to respect the opinions of others. We all have the right to different opinions. And I think for me, for Zesco to come to me, I think they saw what I did at Zanaco. That is why they decided to pick on me. Because they thought the team that I was handling, it was almost the same as Zesco. And if you look at what I did at Zanaco, I won the league with Zanaco. I won the Charity Shield with Zanaco. And I took, the time I took over, the team was competing in the CAF games. I never missed any since 2016 until I left them when they were about to get to the quarterfinal of the Confederation Cup. So I think with that background, Zesco thought this is the right man to take up the job.
And you seem to have settled in very well. Let me allow you to take a breather as I bring in Melek. Melek, obviously your general assessment of how Zesco has performed this past league, and obviously we are now moving forward to the Champions League. Just give me your highlight of one of the games that you actually make you remember that, okay, that was the game that made me impressed with the way Zesco performed?
Thank you so much, Felix. In the first place, I would want to agree with Coach Numba that the league 2020-2021 season, Zambia League, I think it was very competitive, as Numba put it. If you look at the way the teams were performing, indeed, you would agree with me that no team was to get the league as it was supposed. No one knew that the league would go even to Zesco. But, Numba came in, of course, with his expertise in terms of Zambian League. He performed at Zanaco. Also, he has also performed at other Zambian leagues. And coming, to the question that which team in the league was, which game was, outstanding to me as I analyzed the 2020-2021 Zambian League. I think for me it was the game when Zesco United played against Nkana. You remember, you agree with me that Nkana was struggling in the league, and they needed to survive at all cost. A team of Nkana's stature in the Zambian Premier League. You are agreeing with me that Nkana really, they never wanted to go to the national division, and so the game itself, Nkana Zesco, was a game that was a do or die for me, for Nkana, and of course for Zesco, because if you look at Coach Numba, he came in with a lot of young players. You remember, and you agree with me, Felix, that he had, he brought in new players, young like Enoch Jr., and he sidelined the likes of Mutonga, Mutonga and Jacob Banda, the goalkeeper. So it tells you that the coach Numba, what he brought at Zesco and what also he left at Zanaco before he was put on I would call a leave. That was that's management of Zanaco that decided, but Zesco realized that he's a coach of experience and he had to do that. And so the game Nkana played against Zesco, I think it was exceptional for me.
Yes, it was exceptional. I totally agree with you. But coach, that was a brave decision by you. I mean, you find senior players like, he has put it, the Kondwani Mutongas of this world, and then you decide to come in with a new philosophy of saying, I'll work with young players. How easy was it for you to make that decision, especially that you are joining a new team?
Yeah, of course, it wasn't an easy decision to sideline some of the senior players that I found at the team. But I looked at what they were giving us in training. When I saw that they were not at the level where we used to see them, I decided to sit them down and have a chat. Especially Kondwani, I had to sit him down. I said, I think your time now is up. You have to leave these shoes and get into the shoes that we are wearing now. You go into coaching, because you have to leave the pitch when people are still clapping for you. And he was very much happy with what I told him, and he accepted my decision to recommend him to be a coach at one of our junior teams. Okay, let me hold your thought and see if I can talk to someone this time. Good morning, you are through to Sports with the Boys. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Okay, I seem to have a challenge with that particular line. You can come through on +26021261740, and then we will be able to communicate. I've got Zesco United Football Club head coach Numba Mumamba in the studio. Coach, let's talk about what everybody now wants to talk about. That is the CAF Champions League. I mean, draws were made, and Zesco is drawn against Royal Leopards of Eswatini. First of all, how much do you know about your opponents?
I must say I have very little information about the team that will be playing. I think looking at how the national team of Eswatini plays, I think that is a country that have got good players, especially matured players. So this is a team that I personally believe is not a pushover team for us. We really have to work hard for us to go and get a victory that side.
I mean, looking at the pedigree of both countries, obviously Zambia is on the higher side and Eswatini is on the lower side. So are you telling us that that is not going to make you feel a little bit comfortable as you go into this fixture?
For me, in football, I don't believe in statistics. Statistics don't play anything. I think what is important is how each and every team applies themselves on that day. That is what matters most. We may be superior in terms of ranking, but I think we should not go into this game with a mind of winning it. Before it is played, we have to do the work on the pitch for us to get a victory and progress to the next round.
Okay, and what's your target? What's your target? I know that the pedigree at Zesco is quite high, especially that the team has reached the semi-finals before. Last time I was reading an article on the club's website and you said you are targeting the group stage. Don't you think that is a bit lower in terms of standard? I think any team that takes over at Zesco would want to beat what Luandamina did and obviously maybe go to the final. What's your target?
Yeah, of course, I said our primary target is first to get to the group stage. Once we get there, then it will be easy for us to plan how we can progress in this competition, because you cannot go to the quarterfinals or the semi-finals minus getting into the group stage. So once we get there, then it will be easy for us to plan where we can reach in that competition.
Okay, well said. +26021261740 and 0971555885. Those two numbers will give you access. One is for WhatsApp, one is for your voice calls, and the coach is with me in the studio. I seem to have a caller on the line. Good morning. You are through to Sports with the Boys. Good morning. Good morning. Hello, you are through to Sports with the Boys.
Hello, Mr. Ford.
Hello, I can get you.
Mr. Ford, Jima Ukashan Bakaram.
Bueno Mawukashan.
Quickly Wakaramba. Mama Choko Papier to shut down.
Okay, quickly, Tweweni.
Sure. Wakaramba wa coach wa Murishani.
Bueno Murishani.
Oui, balifye bwino.
Wino kubako kule joko. Opo tulefu tumikosereshe pama players nangu national team. Tulefu kwa kofie mwikatane wino olo mfaya magaiza bakumemplanga kuntanshikulia olo nakunu makulia. Olo muwombere pamona bachambeshi bako bati at least mututwale ko kwa World Cup 2022 kata. So at least muwombeshe sana olo ma players not kulelu.
Oh, I mean, unfortunately we lost him, but anyway, we were able to get the gist of what he was talking about. We'll get to that as the program progresses. Anyway, I mean, Melek, he has given us a feel of what his expectations are in the Champions League. Now, as a Zambian who would want to see the team progress. Okay, let me talk to this one. Hello, good morning. You are through to Sports with the Boys.
Morning in the Live when Muganda and I'm one of the DJ Randy. Never Bruce Fuatia.
Not to tell us.
Our coach now for friend a bright story. Okay, thinking quickly about to Richard Niskin, Papa Numba to our Paribora. Paribora Pena, number one, I won't get a place in a pool, therefore Mutamba will have coach by time. Notiria namba ya mfungware muvikaparia wekware mvika pasiki mwepuni nieti mamona yao pena basrai kama bora noti wachambe bakapanga mistake na ina vita muvika namba 6 kwati ni defender ero futi baposa amanusana bachambeshi noti basende ati bantu bali unkana basende bankana bale stafe bayo kutare province bayo kwisoku baya bashe bapurea babo noti bakube basobiri bakamanga twa papata ne bantu ne batije kira nkari pa bora ine shira la mia me supporta Manchester kira ra pari bora ine shufa na bwino.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Na mupopo kanda mitamba batije na mwamba
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, Tommy by Bisha. Okay, thank you very much for coming through. Looking at time, let me go quickly to the Sun FM News Minute, and then thereafter we continue with our discussion on sports with the boys. For now, let's stand by for the Sun FM News Minute.
Everyone is listening. Everyone is listening.
The Sun FM News Minute on Sun FM.
The time is 10:30 and I give you the Sun FM News Minute. According to official consolidated votes in 15 out of the 156 constituencies, opposition Party for National Development, UPND, is leading, having polled 171,604, while the Patriotic Front, PF, polled 178 votes in the presidential race.
Everyone is listening. Everyone is listening.
The Sun FM News Minute on Sun FM.
Welcome back to Sports with the Boys on Sun FM Radio and TV. 10:31 is the time, and make sure that you stay tuned because we'll also be giving you updates of what is going on with regards to the counting of votes. Remember that Zambia decided or voted on the 12th of August 2021. So as we get those latest updates from our reporters on the ground, we'll make sure that we'll keep you informed. I still have my two guests back in the studio, still with me in the studio, sorry. That is Zesco United head coach Numba Mumamba and Chief Inspector Melvin Melek, and we are discussing everything football on today's edition of Sports with the Boys. Coach, before we went for that particular break, obviously we received a call, and quite what I would call an enthusiast in terms of Zambian football. He knows the game to some extent, and this is an issue that everybody is talking about now. The appointment as Chipolo Polo assistant coach. There have been concerns in the past that it tends to affect the club because coaches tend to concentrate more on the national team. Obviously, you are a patriot. We cannot take that away from you. But obviously, you need to have success on both sides. So how are you handling that?
Thank you very much. I think, when it comes to national assignments, we have to be patriotic as Zambians. I think this is something I said as a Zambian, I have to give a helping hand when the nation calls on me. But I think looking at the CAF games that we are in as Zesco United, it is quite difficult for me to work both at the national team and at the club. That is why the club decided to get permission on my behalf so that I concentrate a bit to prepare the team. As you are aware that the games are just nearby. So it is important that as the man that has been tasked to prepare this team, I have to be there at all times. So the club got permission on my behalf, and the FAS accepted that they give me permission, and until such a time when I'm a bit free, that is when I can join the national team.
That's when you're going to join the national team. But is it true that there's always this divided attention?
Yeah, of course, when you are not there, I think the team will be affected in some way, especially when you are at the club, because the club needs you. And when you are away with the national team, it's quite difficult because you are the main man. And when you are not there, even though you may have your assistants, it will be difficult for the sponsors to accept, especially when it comes to losses, when the team loses, and when you are not there, it is difficult for them to, because the person that they have entrusted with the job is not there. So that is why they thought it wise to get permission on my behalf, so that I'm always there, so that when the team wins or loses, I'll be there to answer all the questions.
Okay, that's a good one, Coach. Now, during the transfer window, we've seen players joining Zesco, others leaving. I'll start with Tostan Sabata. Looking at the experience that he has over the years, I mean, he's actually helped. You've worked together at Zanaco. You brought him at Zesco United. Now he's left for, South Africa. Do we see you, getting another goalkeeper with such an experience, considering that CAF games are congested with fixtures, so there's what is known as team rotation?
Yeah, of course, Tosta has left us. I think he's a very good goalkeeper with good experience. That is why we had to get him from Zanaco when his contract ended, so that he can give competition to our first choice goalkeeper, Ian Otieno. And I think from the time that Ian got injured, we gave Tosta an opportunity. I think he showed that he is a goalkeeper that we can rely on. But unfortunately, a club from South Africa watched him, and they knocked on our doors to say they wanted him, since they were just promoted to the Super League. And we thought it was that the future of the player is more important, because one player can be easily replaced. And we gave him our blessings, and the management also gave him their blessings, and we allowed him to go to South Africa. And coming to replacing him, we've already done that. We've gotten Gregory Sanjasi from Young Green Eagles, though we are yet to finalize the deal, but management and Young Green Eagles management have agreed. Otherwise, he's even moved to Ndola. He's been training with the team. We even went with him to Chipata for pre-season.
That's some interesting information. Melek, let me bring you in now at this point, because obviously the coach would want to succeed on both ends, the national team and Zesco. The argument has always been that when coaches are told to assist at the national team, their clubs will suffer, just like the coach has put it. What is this telling us as a nation? We should find permanent coaches, is it?
Of course, Coach Numba has received some critics over Zesco management trying to ask FAS to release him so that he can concentrate on Zesco United as they participate in the CAF Champions League. Yes, it is very difficult for the coach to manage, two sides. But what Zesco management did to request FAS so that he can be allowed to be at the helm of the team, I think it was expected, because he's the main man for the team. But again, on the national team, of course, they cannot perform. They will need also his services to be part of the Zambian side as they take part in the qualifications of the Qatar 2022 World Cup qualifications. So for me, I think Indeed, the Zambian soccer fans, I think, they have got a point when they start raising those concerns that why did the FAS appoint the coach who is expected to perform 2 roles, But at the same time, it is understood that Zesco needs him. Remember that FAS appointed coach Benston Quicksilver and Numba Mumamba, in the interim, so it tells you that the soccer fans, they are there to expect both coaches to be present at the national side. So I agree with the critics that are coming from the Zambian soccer fans.
Mm-hmm. Coach, this obviously will always be a thorn issue in Zambian football. Let's talk about issues to do with contracts. Under Zambian law, no one is allowed to sign 2 contracts. And you have a running contract with Zesco. And then FAS are offering something they are calling a 3-month contract. I just want to learn, how do you get your money on a part-time basis? What is the agreement?
I think on that one, it's not a contract as per se. It is just a service that we have to give to the nation. We don't sign any contracts. We are just there to work for the nation. The only thing that we get when we are appointed to the national team is the allowances, the winning bonuses. Those are the only things that we get from there. Otherwise, we don't get any allowance like coaching allowance or anything. It's just the bonuses. You win, you get something. You lose, you don't get anything. That is how it is.
That's quite unfair. Anyway. That's quite unfair for me. It's quite unfair.
Yeah, that is why we have to be patriotic. We are Zambians, but the people out there don't know anything. So they think we get monies when we get there, but the only monies we have to get, we have to work for them. When we get a win, that is when we're going to get something. If we don't get a win, then we'll just come back without anything. That is how it is.
It's quite unfair. It's quite unfair, Coach. I totally agree with you. Anyway, let's look at the Champions League itself, Coach. You have a lot of youngsters in the squad. Enoch Sakala Jr., Chanda Mukuka, Luawa. When you look at the stage of the Champions League, you've been there. This is familiar territory for you. It's quite different from our local league. I remember Coach George Rwandamina saying Champions League is more tactical than our very own Zambian league. Do you feel these boys are ready for such competitions?
Of course, they are getting there, but we still look beyond the team that we have. I think we have quite a good team, but it needs to be beefed up for us to compete favorably in this competition. I think if we were to rely on the young ones, I think the burden would be too big for them. That is why we need people with good experience, especially at that level, whilst we are building on the young ones to take the mantle in the few years to come. I think for us, what we are looking is the bigger picture. We are looking at a bigger picture where we build a very strong team that will compete favorably, especially in the few years to come, because we are in the rebuilding process. If you see the team that we have, most of our players in their evenings of their career. So now we have started diffusing in the young ones, so that by the time these senior players will be tired, I think we'll have assembled a very strong team that will stand the test of time.
That's quite interesting. Plus 26021261740 and 0971555885. I've got my colleagues on the ground. I did mention that we'll be giving you some updates with regards to elections, and my colleagues are on the ground right now, but yet to give us a signal, so you can still stay with us on Sports with the Boys as we continue this discussion. But they seem to be ready at the moment, and we will be crossing over to them, but the coach and Melek still stays with me on Sports with the Boys. But meanwhile, let's get to see if we can get an update on the elections. Curtis, are you ready? Okay, I seem to have connectivity challenges there. Curtis, please let me know if you are ready so that we can get an update. I know that I can see from our pictures here that you are at the residence of, is it Kavushi, Member of Parliament, Bowman Lusambo. Curtis, are you ready? Okay, let's proceed. I'm sure Curtis will actually get back to me. Melik, before that short break, we were discussing serious things like football here. Let's look at Zesco's pedigree in the Champions League with the young ones that have come in from a fan's point of view.
Yes, colleagues. I think when you look at Coach Numba, the way he has, lined up the team of Zesco United Football Club, he has brought in experience and the young lads in the team, whereby if they start participating, they take on the likes of Royal Leopards of Swaziland. I think for me, I think the team that he has lined up, composition of the young ones and the old experienced players, I think the coach has done a commendable job because you need experience and a fresh blood in the team. So with Zesco's pedigree, I think with his target to reach the group stage, for me, I think you should have even said that Zesco is not even targeting the group stage, but the outright to win the championship.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, that said, let's now focus on something, Coach. Let's look at you did give us your target. Get to the group stage, go to quarterfinals, semi-finals, probably the final. But Zambia has participated in these competitions for quite a number of years now. From your point of view, where do you think we miss it as a nation in terms of winning the trophy?
I think it's because of the teams that the Zambian teams meet in these competitions. I think if you look at the teams, most of these Zambian teams who compete in this CAF game, if you look at Zesco when they reached the semi-final, they played at the team Sundowns itself, the composition of the team, because they have got the muscle to attract the best players worldwide. They can pay the player any amount that he asks them to pay. So that is what makes a difference, because in football it is about money. Once you invest resources in football, then you have the best players and it will be easy for the teams to get the results that you want.
Okay, obviously money is one issue, and then obviously in terms of the technical aspect, I ask this question because we've seen our players, one of them being Lazarus Kambole, who has struggled at Kaizer Chiefs, and the argument has been that he's not technically ready to play in a game like Kaizer Chiefs. What would be your reaction to that?
I think football is about the mental strength of a player. Once you are not mentally strong, then it will be difficult for you to play the game, especially when you go in a different environment. You have to be mentally strong for you to fit in the team. If you are mentally weak, then you have difficulties to play.
There were suggestions that you might want him back at Zesco United. How true is that?
We haven't had any talks about bringing him back. I think it is up to the player. When you see that you are not featuring, I think the best is to move on. You have to look for a team where you think you have more game time, because he's still very young, Kambole. He needs to look beyond the allowance or the monies that he's getting. But if he should look at him playing week in, week out, because that is what will make him a better player.
Okay. Plus 26021261741. I only have about 12 minutes before we come to the close of Sports with the Boys. So you can take advantage of this and call me. Remember that I did promise you that my colleagues are on the ground. They will be giving us an update with regards to election results. But for now, you can come through and let's discuss sports. If you
watching this live on Sun FM Zambia, and of course watching and listening live on Sun FM radio and television, with on as councillors that have been duly elected of councils, and of course Honorable Sambo for the next term of Parliament. Now, let's begin this particular live broadcast by congratulating them all. And Honorable, congratulations.
Thank you very much. And we want to say thank you to you, comrade, and the listeners and viewers out there.
What does this mean for you personally?
First and foremost, let me thank Almighty God who has given me an opportunity. So guided me during the tour of duty of Kabushi constituency. We started our tour of duty in 2013 and we have never rested up to today. So for me, I'm very excited that I've been with the people of Kabushi constituency.
For the period of time under very strict COVID regulations, and well, imagine as a team, what can you say about that?
Thank you very much, comrade, and viewers and listeners out there. What you are seeing here, this is hard work. This is the thing which you are seeing here. Having produced 8 councillors out of 8 wards, an easy task. It was a very big task, and we want to thank our manager, Comrade Matthew Zingosa, who has been with us since the time we started our campaigns. He just went to vote in Lusaka. And we want to say thank you, want to salute you for the job well done, for delivering 8 councillors and the MP. We have been in Kabushi constituency, as earlier alluded to, since 2013, when we started our tour of duty of Kabushi constituency. When we won in 2016, people started saying Kabushi constituency, it's wrong, MP. I challenged them that not with bulldozer, bomb and Lusambo. Because we came into Kabushi constituency to serve the people of Kabushi constituency, not for the sake of a job. We are in politics to serve the people of Zambia. We are not in politics to for the job. We are not like other politicians. We are very serious politicians who wants to see Zambia and Kabushi constituency transformed. So when we came in, others were doubting. They were saying, no, one term MP. But here we are today. Not only one to bring back our 8 councillors. It's not an easy task. It was a very big task, and we want to thank the residents of Kabushi constituency who have been there for us. They supported us, and we want to salute them. The vote we have managed to get in Kabushi constituency, that vote speaks volumes. It means we are here to stay. Kabushi constituency is 100% PF. We have worked with the people of Kabushi constituency. What we are here for is to make sure that we are a middle people between government and the people. So the things which government could do, we managed to lobby government for Kabushi constituency to benefit in the
Okay, so that's the voice
on government's efforts. Today, we have taken time to come back to the people after on the 12th of August. We wanted Electoral Commission of Zambia to go through votes. The elections went through Electoral Commission of Zambia for verification. We were confirmed as the duly elected member of parliament for Kabushi constituency for the next 5 years, and also my 8 councillors who have been also confirmed by the Electoral Commission of Zambia, the only body which is mandated to announce results, official results. So we were waiting to get the official results from Electoral Commission of Zambia, which we did last or early this morning around 0102. We were confirmed and we signed for those results. We are the champions, and we are not the champions who are not taking the things easy. We are champions who wants to see that we can only celebrate. We can only celebrate as champions when Electoral Commission of Zambia give us or announce the duly elected member and councillors. So we are very excited. That's why I'm carrying in my hand. Bola naipwa wasende chikombe. Okay. So we want to urge other politicians out there, don't celebrate prematurely. Don't celebrate prematurely. Let us give the Electoral Commission of Zambia a chance. Let them work independently. They have been working with the Electoral Commission of Zambia for quite some time. Been with the Electoral Commission of Zambia for quite some time. And yes, there are politicians who are, we can't even call them politicians. Every time we have election, they want to declare themselves winners. They want the Electoral Commission of Zambia to abandon the process, to abandon the procedure for them to be declared winners. They did the same in 2015. They did the same in 2016, in 2007. Many years since they started participating in our political fraternity, immediately they go for voting. For them, they just want to be confirmed. They just want to be declared. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. Zambia is not Southern Province alone. Zambia is bigger than Southern Province. Zambia is bigger than Copperbelt Province. Zambia is bigger than Luapula Province. Zambia is bigger than Eastern Province. I can assure my people in Kabushi constituency that can you relax? Can you relax? Electoral Commission of Zambia, they are doing their job. Electoral Commission of Zambia, they are doing their job. The job of Electoral Commission of Zambia is the job for Electoral Commission of Zambia. Our job as politicians ended at the polling stations. Yes. Our job as politicians ended at the polling stations when we went there to witness the voting. This is the job for Electoral Commission, and the Electoral Commission it's an institution which is mandated by the Constitution of our country to administer the elections in our country. So there is no any other person who can challenge Electoral Commission of Zambia that me, I have this. Why do you have this? Because elections starts and ends at the polling station. The things which we are seeing in Mulungushi, those things are 100% verified. Very verified results. So I can assure you that for us as Patriotic Front, knowing very well that we are victorious already, we are not going to see us panicking like rats. No, we are not going to do that. We want to take our time to give the Electoral Commission of Zambia to do their work. Lastly, I want to thank once more the residents of Kabushi constituency. Those people are our masters and continue working for them. We started our project in Kabushi constituency, and we are going to make sure that we finish those projects and under the able leadership and God-fearing leadership of His Excellency Edgar Lungu. And I can assure you, as we form government next week, next week. We shall not tolerate any lawlessness in our country. I thank you.
Okay, so that was an election update, and that's the voice of duly elected Kabushi Member of Parliament, Bowman Lusamba. I did promise you that I will be giving you updates with regards to what is happening in terms of elections. Meanwhile, let's get back to business, as politicians are not on our way now, and let's finish what we started. This is still Sports with the Boys, with me, Lamek Zulu, professionally known as a Folex. Looking at the mood and the time, we had no choice but to accommodate our colleagues. But Sports with the Boys continues now. Let's look at there's still some.
To the people of Masala, we'll make sure that we do or we deliver according to their expectations. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much, people of Masala. We'll work together. Indeed, together we shall deliver. Thank you.
Okay, so that's one of the councillors. They are sorry for that mix-up. But meanwhile, we are back to business, just like I said, and let's finish it. And this is Sports with the Boys. I still have my guest, Zesco United Football Club head coach, with me, and Chief Inspector Melek Melvin, and we are discussing sports. I know that, gentlemen, you must have voted, and let's anxiously wait for the results to be announced. But anyway, let's get back to business. Just before, we were interrupted. We were, discussing about Lazarus Kambole and how he's struggled at Kaizer Chiefs. Now, Coach, let's look at your view. I know you're not the main man at the national team. You are offering a service as an assistant coach. I'm sure you've looked at the group that Zambia is in. We have Mauritania, we have Tunisia, we have Equatorial Guinea. You've been in familiar territory before. What are our chances?
I must say our chances are very high. I think it's just a matter of preparing adequately. I think the teams that we are pitted against in the group, I think they are beatable. Or the most important thing is for us, the coaches, to plan well for us to progress and qualify to the World Cup. I think it is possible. Looking at the team that we have with good preparations, I think we can do it and go to the World Cup for the first time.
Okay, let's see if we are going to go to the World Cup for the first time in Zambian football history, and it's Coach Beston Chambeshi and Numba Mumamba who will be in charge, and we can only wish them all the best. Let's also now look at the aspect of players that we've exported abroad. We have Enoch Mwepu, who's doing fine in England. We have Patson Daka, Fashion Sakala, and many others that have, are actually into these other leagues, and they're performing quite well. If, Coach, you're given chance to, bring in these boys, would you fuse in with the most experienced ones like the Renford Calabas of this world, Kletas Chotachama, among others?
I personally feel Renford Calaba has done his part for the nation. I think it's time for him to rest and concentrate on his career now. I think I read somewhere where he said he's now going into coaching. He's doing one of the coaching badges, which is a plus to Renford. I think he's done a lot for this nation. We have to be grateful for what he's done, and I think it is time for him to rest and give chance to the young ones.
Okay, it's time for Renford to rest, so is my time to go. But before I go, maybe your last words, Coach, just before we kick off. There's the issue of the Charity Shield first. Quickly before I go, I mean, you are playing Lusaka Dynamos in the Charity Shield final, and that's 3 weeks before you play the Champions League. How crucial is this game? How crucial is it that you should pick a win against Lusaka Dynamos?
This is an important game to us. I think this is what will make us see how ready we are in terms of match fitness and readiness for the competition ahead of us. We are taking this game seriously. We are playing a good side in Lusaka Dynamos. I think they are ABSA champions, and they did very well last season. So we expect a tough game as we play Lusaka Dynamos in the finals of the Charity Shield. But we have to work hard so that this time around we come out victors in this tournament.
Wetson Nyirenda is on record saying the team has not been training. Is that a mind game? Or will that affect you? I mean, Wetson Nyirenda is in the news saying it will take a miracle for his team to beat Zesco because they haven't had good pre-season preparations.
I think that is their own issues, in-house issues. For us, our job is to make sure that we prepare our team so that they are ready for the game.
Okay, Coach. Thank you very much for making time to be with me today on Sports with the Boys. I mean, I know I would have loved to have more time, but at least what you've shared with us has given us an insight of what we expect. So on behalf of Zesco United Football Club head coach Mumamba Numba, I always confuse the two names. One is the surname, one is the first name. Mumamba Numba, and my colleague and analyst here, Melvin Meleki. This has been Lamek Zulu, professionally known as Four Legs, saying please continue enjoying our programming on Sun FM Radio and TV. Be sure to join us for another exciting edition next week, Saturday from 10 through to 11. For now, goodbye, God bless you, and continue enjoying our programming.
Opportunity ibena teka mod. Knock on your door like ubeze kuligons.
Hey, Tilly Jones, and a bunch of my friends, Tilly Jones, Tito Milana, work day, off day, Vons, your chance call, pick up the phone, become the Vons, Jota Vile Kumutima Pangamane Unonke, when it's your time, don't blow it, like a whistle better show and be official with your hustle, paka muscle when you're flowing, don't matter what you're doing, could be music, could be soccer, as long as what if yala, Sombola Winunga Yalo, big doors, opportunity to whoop in a table.
Big doors, opportunity to whoop in a table.
At the totaling center. If your polling agent was not there at the totaling center, please, it is not the fault of the commission. You are guided as such. Ensure that you have representatives. So, let me re-emphasize this, that announcements of results on the part of the commission are based on proper paper trail.